meeting. This is what we normally do. We have 2 meetings a month. And I believe this is the one where they ask questions like we did before. And they show us the money. Who knows what I'm going to see today. It starts at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, Illinois time. Just letting you guys get the heads up that I'm on my way to the board meeting. And I'm running a little late, but I will catch whatever I can catch. Yeah. Yes, because I did have it on my phone. It popped up and it reminded me about the board meeting. So I'm on my way there. Got to do a little drop off. Yes. Let's see, who is this on here? Hi, I can't read your name right now, but hi, whoever you are. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to the board meeting for Dolton. I know we had our tea with the trustees on Saturday, the 13th, but tonight we have one more meeting for this month. And I'm on my way there to give some heads up on Dolton board meeting. And it starts at 6:30 p.m. I'm a little behind time, but I'm not going to rush and have an accident. But I will get there some type of way, safely as possible. Yeah. I don't like taking little ones with me to the meeting, so I'm going to drop my little one off, and then I can go straight on to the meeting. The sun is pretty bright. Oh my God. It's so bright. I wonder, can I see people? Yeah, the sun is shining so bright. I mean, real bright. Okay. So right now I am driving through here to get where I'm going to get to the meeting. Okay, let me pull over. All right. Have a good evening until I get back, okay? Take care.
I'll pray for you.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your little prayers. I believe in you.
Me too.
Okay.
Have a good day.
I will.
And me too.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye. See you soon.
Okay. Now I'm going to pull out of here and hit this trail to get to the board meeting. I'm hoping there's no train. If I go this way, I'll be closer to the board meeting. The Pope home is straight up ahead. It's not but 3 minutes from where I just drove from. It is so amazing how the Pope house is so close. And I thought it was way across town, but it's not. Let's see, yeah, I'm gonna turn here. I'm just hoping there's no train. Because if there's a train, it's gonna make me have to go another direction to get around the train. And I'm hoping it's not. Because this is the best way to go if there's no train ahead. And I'm really hoping it's not a train. But those that's coming in for the first time, thank you for coming in on Babe Solo's channel. If you want to, you could check out my playlist on my broadcast, and you can see what type of channel I have and what type of stuff I use on my channel. And then you know if this is where you want to be. I am a resident of Dolton. That's why it's my duty to report what's going on in Dolton, because there's many people that can't get out to these meetings, and they can get the information through Babe Solo's channel and anyone else that records the meeting. Even Dolton, Village of Dolton, they also record. And I'm definitely recording. Yes. No train. Yes, no train. I can get across. I like that idea, no train. Yeah, so I'm heading to the Village Hall. Saturday we was at the Park District. That's because we have more people there. And most likely the Village Hall can only hold so many. I think about 50 people. So gonna be some people there because they do show up at these meetings. I'm a type of person, it doesn't matter how many. It doesn't really matter to me because all I know, I want to get the information that need to be shared to the residents of Dolton, the ones that can't make it out because of their situation in their lives. Some could be bedridden or just probably came out the hospital from a surgery or something, or, you know, just can't make it because of certain things that came up. And it's good to keep them informed. And that is what I'm planning on doing, keeping them informed. Let me go this way. Yeah. Yeah, you get to see Dolton. This is Dolton. You look at the Dolton neighborhood. I know a lot of people used to put our community down, but I think Dolton is a beautiful city. It's really not a city that people think it is. It's more of a retirement city. That's how I look at it because mostly it's homeowners, elderly people that own their house. Maybe a family member might come move in, and then you know what that's like. When the family come from somewhere else, what happens? Their friends follow. Just saying. I'm just saying. So it's a laid-back community. It's quiet. It's not have crime just like any other city have crime. But I like it here. I've been here a long time now, many years, over 20 some years. So I'm not disappointed for being staying here in this city. Well, it's not a city, really, it's a village. It's the village of Dolton. That's what it's called, the village of Dolton. Over to my right, I'm gonna turn. This is where Dr. Scott owns this whole parking lot right here. Dr. Scott. And I'm almost there. And this is downtown Dolton to my left. Coming from this direction all the way to down that direction. It's the village of Dolton. And there's the new shop. I wonder if they're finna open it right now. But I see somebody in there. Look at that. I would like to try that place out. It's called the Weekend Winery and Brunch. Oh, I like that little symbol they got on the glass. That is so cute. Yeah. They look like they're getting it together. They're about to get ready to open it up one day. Yeah, they're gonna open it up one day. That's a business that's come to Dolton, and I'm trying to make my turn, but I don't trust it because other people be coming, and I want to make sure. There it is right there. Oh, wow, that is cool. And there go the bar where they have the cigar bar, lounge. Okay. I don't know. Okay, they're here. I see them there, but I'm going to park over here. I always park across the street. Okay, this is downtown Dolton. You see how empty it is? This is the community. This is where the mental health wellness is right there, and this is where I'm going to the village hall. This is the village hall, and this is downtown village of Dolton. So you get to see people are parked in the parking lot. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you.
In front of his home. And so I'm looking forward to the things that we're going to be able to bring to the village, not just in celebrating the Pope, but celebrating the fact of good things are coming out of our village. And so because good things are coming out of our village, and it's evident by what we have sitting up here this evening, we as a community are finally coming together to unify this village and bring it back to what it used to be. And so I'm grateful that God has chosen me as a vessel. The mayor and the board of trustees have given me an assignment to do as well as God has to help move this along.
Amen.
So I thank all the residents that were able to come out and celebrate with us on yesterday.
Amen.
Thank you for receiving that assignment. So if I hear no other comments at this time, we'll conclude public comments and move into general announcements. Any general announcements?
Yes, Mayor, can I be recognized?
Yes, Trustee Dolton.
Okay, I have three. On September 26, 2025, the Dolton Police Department is doing their car show, which is at 14900 Greenwood. It starts at 6 p.m. I believe the last one was October 12th, so they are still continuing to do their car show. Also that night is our community game night, which starts at 6 p.m. also at 14200 Martin Luther King Drive. So if anyone is interested in coming out to our community game night, please feel free to do so. And I want to highlight our resource hub. We've been working on a resource hub. Right now Envision Unlimited is in there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So this is our faith-based, mental health, just resources that we need for our community. As me and Trustee Brown definitely have been working on other entities that have come to the Resource Hub because we want to make things available for our residents and our constituents. CEDA, I did speak with them. Since it starts in October, they will be able to start coming once a week just as an intake. When I get the confirmed date, I will make sure that it's placed on the internet. But we want to make sure that those resources are in our community. Trustee Brown, have you spoke to the other person?
For CEDA or what?
For the expungement?
Oh, yes. So we got someone for the expungement and someone else for veterans assistance. And they are working with the chief of staff on setting the dates and times that they will be here also for the resource hub.
So we just want to make sure that we keep reiterating these things because our village, as everyone said, we're working together. We're Dolton United. So if we are able to have resources that our community deserves, then we want to make sure that you're able to get to it. And Meals on Wheels will start November 1st for the seniors. So Meals on Wheels is coming back to Dolton. You said November 1st, you okay? Thank you. That's all I have.
Thanks, okay, thanks, Trustee. Trustee Brown.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to add with that, Abundant Living Christian Center, Pastor Fleshman and our deacon board, we've been hoping no one need any sandbags, but we have sandbags if anyone needs them. We just hope we don't get that type of rain we've been getting this flooded basement. So if anyone need any sandbags, Pastor Fleshman and our deacon board, we will make a delivery to you. You can contact myself at 708-968-4897. That's 708-968-4897. If anyone in the village don't need any sandbags, hopefully you don't need them, but we do have some sandbags and we can make a delivery to you. Thank you.
Mayor,
Yes, Trustee.
can I bounce back on that just because you said it? Dr. Scott with the Opera Center is doing a, if you had any type of flood damage and that if you need items removed, they are doing it for free. It's through Dr. Scott and the Opera Center. So I know they have been talking to a lot of different residents that had water damage from the last flood. But if you do have that, please contact them at Dr. Scott at the Opera Center, 14200 Martin Luther King Drive, because they are doing this for free to the Village of Dolton residents. They will remove anything out of the area that has been damaged and have it taken off the premises. So I know there are people that still may need those type of services. That's it.
Thanks, Trustee. Yes, Trustee Tammy Brown.
Thank you, sir. Just wanted to say thank you again for yesterday. An awesome event, well worth it, working hard, strong for an entire week. And just want to say thank you to the fantastic employees that we have working for the Village of Dolton. When I say when you called, they showed up and showed out. And they also beautified the whole entire area for that event. And they're doing work in all the areas. So I want to say a thank you to Bunch, his crew, to Samisha, to community liaison, and to Brian Big and his staff. An awesome job that these employees are doing. So definitely want to say thank you and let them know that they are totally recognized and doing a great job for the Village of Dolton. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Tammy. Trustee Steve.
I want to say, in the spirit of good government, we've been used to one meeting a month for the last 3 years, 3-4 years, and when we got in the summer months, it was only one meeting a month. But we have to train ourselves back to 2 meetings a month and discussion, and that's the way good government is set up. Committee of the whole, we're not taking no vote, we're discussing it for the community to see, give you input, and then the next meeting we vote on it. So we've been missing that for the last 3 years, 3-something years, but not 3 years, 3 years. But I just want to say that I'm proud that we're bringing this back and it should never left, but that's where we're at now. So we got to get adjusted to the first and the third Monday again, because we were used to one meeting a month, and it was everybody was looking forward to that one meeting. But the first and third meetings back to, you know, they say boring meetings, but we're discussing stuff, professional, and really moving our business forward. So I just want to make that announcement.
Thank you very much, trustee. So with that, we are going to conclude the general announcements portion and move right into our first order of business. First up, we have a presentation by Rucker Athletics, Dr. DeAndre Rucker. Want to talk about a great proposal for the village of Dolton to restore or rehab formerly the Melanie Fitness Center. So I ask that you come on up and let the community know what's in discussion.
How you guys doing? So at the door we gave away a free, they call shakers, with Rucker Athletics on them as well. So our plan, what's in discussion with the board and with the mayor, is to read Melanie Fitness Center / the police station. The plan is to make it a fitness center again. Bring the pool back up to code. Put the workout equipment in there. Have inside of the guy's shaker, it's a list of things we want to have as far as aqua. At the top it said where families get fit. From our understanding, that's the beginning of generational wealth health. With that being said, Active Minds and Bodies is an after-school daily fitness program. What that does is it give your kids, if you're still at work and your kids getting out of school and they're going home by themselves, they come to the gym now and get a workout and get after-school training program to help with their schoolwork, and if they're doing bad in a certain class, you can see their report cards and give them different incentives from that. From there, we have Timeless Vitality Club, which is senior health and mobility program. That is aqua swimming for seniors, a certain class for seniors, walking classes for seniors as well. A wellness clinic that will be for male and female that is in there, aqua fitness class, Rucker Rising Stars, but that is a youth sports expansion program that we have. It's called the Rucker Rebels. We give scholarships to other kids that go into college, and we help them with that program as well. Next thing is Everybody Strong. That's our general membership. Rucker Cafe and Rucker Juice It is our two biggest things. A lot of, not just children, but a lot of adults, when you're done working out, they go to McDonald's or Burger King. That's a problem. It don't make sense. So this way we do meal preps. So you can sign up for a meal prep and say, hey, I know I'm coming to the gym Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. When you leave the gym, you have brown rice and salmon to go home with so you can eat something healthy before you go home. And the juice bar is pretty much juicing all natural fruits for different things as well. Any questions?
I'll defer to the board, see if there's any questions. I know there were a few lease proposals that were presented. I don't know if the board had questions at this time.
I have a history with Melanie Fitness.
We all, everybody who works out, I usually go to either Calumet City or some other village to work out. So it'll be a good thing to have a pool here, and the way we water rubbers helps with people who have joint problems. I know with my legs, the water rubbers really helps me. So I know that's a good thing, and I look forward to that coming here. And I didn't know about the meal prep and the juice bar. That's really good, which is a big thing nowadays, meal prep.
Yep.
And I'll speak to, I know the pool has been, the pool and the gym being available is something that we know the community has been very interested in. So we definitely appreciate the proposal and the desire to fix up our fitness center and to do this for our community and to make it a better place. So certainly appreciate that. If you may elaborate a little bit on what your timeline that you'll be looking at to fix the facility.
Yeah. So.
And I'll take the lead. The intention is that we get this started September 29th.
Oh.
Should the board be in agreement and community as well. That's why we have this committee of the whole discussion. So concerns or anything else, please be sure to address the board prior to our upcoming meeting. But we would like to make sure that we're able to get things going as quickly as possible. But also let individuals know what we are considering in the community.
So with that, the plan is Black Friday, because we know everybody eat a lot on Thanksgiving. So right after that, come right to the gym. So you do a little shopping, then come work out a little bit. So that's we're looking at Black Friday, opening day, we're looking at Black Friday.
Wow. That's
Yes, trustee.
So for full transparency and finance, because I'm the finance chair, Mr. Dr. DeAndre Rucker has made it that he will be paying for the restoration in the pool. I know many people said or have come to us talking about the fact that when the old administration was here, we were against it. It wasn't about us being against it. It was about we didn't have the finances to complete it and do it. The Melanie's Fitness Center requires finances. It requires an upkeep. It requires staff, which we don't financially have the ability to do that. So being able for someone else to come in and take on that responsibility, and it relieves the village of those issues. Although it's still our property, it'll be leased, but it will relieve us from those issues that we didn't have. So it wasn't about us not wanting it, it was about us not being financially sound to make it happen.
Yeah, and I'll add to that, in its current capacity, the facility is costing us at minimum $90,000 per year just to maintain utilities in the space and other miscellaneous expenses.
Are you taking any questions?
Trustee Stan, open up for we'll take up to 4 questions.
Okay, all right.
So I'll let Trustee Stan Brown get on.
What you was just reading. No,
Go through it if you want to go through it. I can run you through it real
I
fast.
heard you say you see people take a plate home and tell you leave, so that's how we. But I'm just looking at the maintenance. That's a lot of maintenance. Mike, you want to pick up
Talking to
that
Mike,
check?
talking to Mike.
To-
Yeah, I'm looking at the maintenance, Dr. Rucker, and, that maintenance is a heavy bill to carry. So are you, establishing up and pick up this here load?
I'm establishing up, but I will be looking towards the board to help out with some of the maintenance. I'm glad you brought that up, sir. With the membership that we plan on bringing in, that should be able to take care of the majority of the maintenance. Everything else should be taken care of with other programs that we bring in. The Silver Sneaker program, which those who have insurance, you pretty much can go to any gym and sign up. Your insurance company will pay for that. But in the proposal I did, put some things in the proposal, addressing the board to see if you guys don't mind we could negotiate something.
Yeah, okay. I figure we need to do a little negotiating because I'm carrying a heavy load with this here maintenance. You know, I'm a stickler for the grass, weeds, and trees, and all that. That's maintenance weekly, so we guys can handle that. That'd be nice.
I definitely appreciate you. We'll handle the grass and you handle the light bill. We're definitely talking about it.
We're gonna get you up with solar. We're gonna get some solar panels up there.
I'm holding you to that, man. Y'all, I'm holding them to it.
No, but wait a minute, we did talk, you supposed to talk with the solar man.
You gotta get 3 more votes.
3 more votes. Stan Brown, you got some work to do. Sir. You guys, come on.
Trustee, did that conclude your question? Did that conclude your question?
That concludes my question.
Okay, we're gonna open for 4 questions from residents. So Ms. Mary first, and then we'll come right down.
Well, Dr. Rucker answered my first question when he brought up silver sneakers. As a senior, I was wondering how the memberships were gonna go, because the sneaker programs are out there through our insurance companies, and that's like almost $400 or $350 a person, so that is great, but you answered the question, so here.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to bring in new exercise equipment?
Yes, we have a lot of exercise equipment we already purchased. That's already available because we were looking for another spot already. But we found some equipment that was kind of set at a discounted price. That was good equipment, so we purchased it already.
Yeah, Dan, and then we'll do one more.
My question, the rollout you said would be Good Friday. I'm suggesting,
Not Good Friday, Black Friday.
I'm sorry, Black Friday. Okay, I'm suggesting perhaps some kind of media of this select. I go to a gym elsewhere, and I want to kill my membership and come over here. That's, you know, and a lot of people may feel the same way. So I think it'd be nice to have the membership ready to come in on day one. You understand what I'm saying? It just, instead of just trickling in, let's try to get as many people as we can at one time. You may get some volunteer people coming out of there also.
I got a microphone. I told y'all. Some days I'm here, some days I'm not. Anyway.
We heard you back there, so we'll hold it to it.
Okay. So if I had to rescind anything, now's the time to do it. But I was just gonna suggest, that first big rush in before the opening, among the people of Dolton, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna take everybody in the South Circle, I would guess. Yeah, and so I would much rather invest our, low memberships, this group, with this gym than somewhere else.
I appreciate that. So we do have advertising ready to roll out. We're just waiting on pretty much all documentation, everything moving forward. Once we in agreements, we just start rolling out our membership packages and all that advertising.
Okay, final question in the back.
Walter Village, Consulate. So you said something about pricing, and you don't have any membership pricing or anything. You said something about juicing.
Yeah, so the juice bar and everything will be separate. That's a separate price. It's like going to a health food store and you want to get a juice. So there'll be different pricing for that. The membership packages are different packages just as well. That'll roll out in our advertisement roll out.
Yeah. Okay, so there's no pricing yet available?
Not at this moment until me and the board have an agreement on a few other things first.
And as far as the juicing is concerned, will it be smoothies as well?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, one more thing. The equipment that you said that you brought in, that you got at a discount rate, I'm not sure exactly what they have in there, but as far as the swimming pool, aqua aerobics, will it be a steam room, jacuzzi, sauna, anything?
So you have steam room, jacuzzi, pool, a kid pool, sauna. We also bringing in carol therapy as well. For those who have a lot of people use athletes that get arthritis. It's pretty much like a cold bath. Jumping in a cold bath, this is handheld. So it helps you out. Now instead of jumping in a cold bath, they have it.
I need that.
Freeze it and it gets you back on how you need to be.
Oh, wow.
One last thing, what about massage chairs?
Massage chairs.
Massage chairs or masseuse?
We will have massage chairs. We're gonna have the ones you gotta slap the $2 in.
I like this guy.
The plan.
Or beneficial?
No, the plan is to have everything where you don't have to go to another gym.
All
So
right.
that's something that if we don't have it and we see a lot of members asking for it, we'll love to make sure we have it. We also been talking to Athletico as well. It's coming in to help with massage therapy and things like that as well.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we have I heard one question from Trustee Steve.
I would say there's still some of the old equipment is still useful from the gym that was taken out. Some of that stuff is still very much used for the benches and the free weights. So I know that stuff is still over there. So take advantage of that once we get this thing on.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay, I think that will conclude the questions. This will also facilitate a few other changes. Currently, our court for traffic and grass fines is over at the Melody Fitness Center. That will be moving to Village Hall on Thursdays. We will be having an adjusted schedule for Village Hall, which will be Monday through Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So opening up 1 hour early. Thursdays will close for court. Friday will be open again, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Saturday we'll have a short day for those who are unavailable, or who are at work during the week. They can make it into Village Hall. Is it 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. or 9 a.m.? 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. So that will be, there will be information put online as well as in our mailers. There's already been some things posted online, but we want to make sure that everybody is aware of the changes. With that, let's see if you can walk.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Awesome.
Next, we have a presentation regarding abandoned property and property acquisitions. Attorney Jacqueline, is it a G?
It's AG.
AG.
If you don't mind, would we be able to pass it until Trustee Norwood is able to? Oh,
Trustee Norwood's outside? Oh, okay. We'll come to yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
In a moment. All right. Next, we have discussion on accounting firm. Trustee Belcher. Like, you guys want to come? Well, you want to come up? All right. Good. So, Jeff, you want to come up to discussion?
You just want me to start talking?
Oh, yeah, what's up?
I mean, the reason this has been placed on the agenda is, over the last, and I'll just say, starting from the new mayor moving forward, we really have been trying to make sure that we get finances in order. We have to start from scratch in some places. Some places there's information that we may have and we're not getting. I'm glad you guys did come, but we're at a point where, and there has been several conversations back and forth via email, that we're not getting information that we feel that can give us a solid ground of where we actually are financially for our community. I have been upset about it, and the mayor knows. I've made some emails about it. I've asked for information, and we're just trying to make sure that we're doing right by the village financially. So I put it on the agenda to either the finance accounting firm can give us some feedback on when we will be able to get items that we need so we can have a solid stance on where we are right now, or should we start moving to look for another accounting firm? So that's why this is placed on the agenda today.
Thank you, trustees, mayor, and the public as well. I think everyone knows the struggles we've been dealing with at the village with respect to the finances. It's not easy, to say the least. There's just so many different areas that you come into work and there's a new fire that needs the attention, and it gets difficult to decipher which is the most important and which isn't. But with respect to you specifically today, Trustee Belcher, I've sat down with Lauren. I've also sat by the partner, and we put together a schedule which we sent to the mayor. The financial statements are done through June, and that just came out, I believe, that just came out today. And there is a goal. We're going to prioritize that over other fires, and we'll just say we're going to make sure that the financial statements do come out on a timely basis. We put together a schedule. We just put it out today to the mayor as far as would this work. So he has it. He was reviewing it. If it does appear that we should be able to hold to that schedule. Again, it just comes to, we're also dealing with trying to watch our time. We are training a new person, thank you. I've been asking to get some help here at the village, so that is really great. And as the new person, and probably could use another one too, I think in turn, just to be very honest, it'll reduce our fees and probably can pay for that person just through that. But we are working right now on training the new individual. In fact, we have some more ideas about, one of them was bounced off the mayor prior to the meeting, on how we might be able to use the new individual that's working here. I mean, it takes time to train, understand. But I think we have a plan together that will at least address getting the financial statements together. Well, we've always had them, but now we're going to put them in a situation where we'll have them out with the outstanding checks, with the unpaid checks from the prior bank account. And I think we'll be able to answer all of the questions. And I'll also ask the trustees too to please make sure if there's specific questions when you're dealing with my staff to please make sure I'm at least CC'd on all of them. You know, if it's something you're looking for, I should be on it. That way I can definitely follow up to make sure. But Lauren's here, and I know Lauren has met probably everybody on the board. Lauren, by the way, is my manager in our accounting firm that handles the village of Dolton. We go back to the Riley Rogers days. So we've been here for a while. We know what's out here. It's just sometimes trying to put it together. So does that kind of answer? I mean, I can come up with some more specifics.
No, I think we'll discuss it. It was just that this board committee of the whole, we have to, and even I'm glad that you mentioned that in September, and we're just now getting statements for June, which brings concern because we want to know. I did talk to the new accounts payable person, and I had asked her to ask about, I know when Lori Lightfoot did the report, there was a portal where I guess y'all just dump like a lot of information, because if she's we brought her in to relieve y'all from some of the things that's going on so we can start gaining a finance department versus just having an accounting firm do so much, because it costs way more, and you know, it relinquishes time for you guys to do something else, whether it be audits or MFT, whatever it is that you guys have to do. I just wanted to know, like, is that something that she can have access to? We can definitely discuss it offline, but those are things that just, we want to make sure that if we bring somebody in for finances, they're able to get it so we can start gradually moving it to the village of Dolton and not dependent on the spirit.
Good point, trustee. It's like I said earlier, and I know the mayor heard this from me, in that is we are looking to, if the village can hire more employees that are capable of doing the job, though, let's be clear, I mean, putting a body in, and if the body doesn't do a good job, it just doubles up our work. So we're looking to get more help that the village can pay for, obviously, potentially, but I can tell you it's difficult because you won't be the only community finding a finance director that can be here, you know, 5 days a week, you know, and evenings and whenever else. That would go a long way, but finding one that actually is going to roll up their sleeves and actually do the work, that will be the challenges that you'll find. The current employee is not of that caliber as far as her experience is concerned, but we can still utilize her, because I've always said we could use an AP person, a payroll person, which would relieve us of a lot of routine responsibilities that we have to do, because payroll comes around every couple of weeks, and so bills get on the bill listing, and of course we know the volume of bills that we have on the bill, but the old bills. So I agree with you, and I'm glad to hear that the trustees are really going to try to help us get more staff.
Yes, that's my next one, so I mean, we can go into it, that we're gonna discuss possibly a finance accounts receivable person, because we'll be building up our finance department, so not even just going into a finance director, because, which it is kind of very hard to seek out a good person, especially under municipal. So the next thing that I will be discussing is looking for a finance accounts receivable person to come in also to try to help to make sure that we build up the finance department for our community.
Yes, I totally agree. Getting someone that can do that work, I mean, the bank reconciliation's taken a substantial amount of our time. And like I said, we are involved with a lot of the day-to-day routine, not to mention meetings with sometimes, as Laura will have to meet with department heads. And there's just a lot of different things. Everything touches finances at the end of the day when you're running a municipality. So whether it's going into collective bargaining, we just recently worked on the budget, working on the tax anticipation loans. We have the tax levy is going to be coming up. Trying to do projections on where we're at today. I know I've had conversations with the mayor. Our options on revenues, I'm going to be very honest, are very limited unless we get very aggressive on the revenues. So we are looking at ways to reduce payroll and looking at some other ways. I've been contacting banks. Believe me, it's not easy. The prior administration burned a lot of bridges. There's a lot less people out there, a lot less financial institutions willing to do business with Dolton. We have to show them that we've changed, not just in appearances, but the reality of what we're doing as we show that. And that just takes time. You're not gonna be able to say, oh, we got new administration, everybody forget all of our prior sins, vendors that didn't get paid, lawsuits that remain unpaid, and we wanna borrow money from the banks. That just doesn't happen. We have to rebuild that confidence in the financial community, and that's what we're trying to do. We do it with changing of the bank with, it's Beverly? Wintrust, Beverly Bank. They are really working aggressively with us. So that's a start, because one of the problems we had is when you, I don't want to get into all the details, because I can be here all day talking about the details of the finances. But we have a plan in place that we sat down with, and we're going to make sure we can schedule the time properly to do this, and then we'll just have to address the other needs as they become available. We'll talk to the mayor on some of the other things. Like I said, typically on a day-to-day when we're out here, I know that there are a lot of other issues that come up. As you just mentioned, we're in an MFT audit. One of these, you do not want to have to give back money on MFT, so we're working with the engineers, with staff here, trying to pull the information together so that we can keep what we'd already gotten. And this, you know, like I said, we're trying to finish up the audit. And as everyone knows, well, maybe not everybody knows, but the prior auditors, when they got close to being done, they pulled out. And the state had to work with us to find an auditing firm, because again, not a lot of CPA firms were interested in coming in and doing the village of Dolton's finances. Our firm also does auditing, and I can tell you that when you're out doing an audit of a municipality and you have the press that was out here in the past, it's going to make, say, partners like me very sketchy, because iffy about wanting to give an opinion, because if there is anything wrong, I can tell you the insurance carriers, if they do any payouts, the first people they go after is not the ones that committed the crime. They'll also go after the auditors, because they're going to say you should have uncovered it. So a lot of the auditing firms they're unsure. What they read in the paper, what they hear about, the internal controls, those are things that make auditors nervous as far as is the money actually being spent properly. So there's a lot of different things we're working on. This is just some of it, and but I did have 2 conversations this past couple days, Friday and Saturday, well, Friday for sure with the mayor, Thursday, Friday, where we were addressing these issues. We also had your village administrator on the phone as well, on how we can put together a plan that is going to not just be on our side, but also on the commitments of the village side, because we don't get the stuff back in a timely basis. That also slows us down.
Okay, thank you.
Interesting. Specific questions? That conclude both accounting firm and account receivable, or?
No, I mean, he brought it up, but I just wanted to elaborate on that.
Okay, would you still like to?
Maybe.
Okay, thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
And I would say, thank you for bringing this topic to the board, and of course, I think John, everybody knows the conversations we've had as well, so share with the board my feeling about what we need to do to progress and aggressively progress this department.
So for letter D, which was a discussion of finance accounts receivable, this is actually us discussing possibly hiring someone else in the finance department. Right now, we have one person in the finance department, and we rely heavily on the accounting firm. But of course, they have an hourly rate, and we need to bring someone on staff. So we're building our finance department back up so we can release as much responsibility that the accounting firm has. We would like to have it internally versus externally. So I know it's something that we have to talk about. We did just pass a budget, but potentially putting out a job description to hire a finance accounts receivable person will help us greatly, because the amount of money that we would pay for a salary would be less within what we're spending, but we still would need the accounting firm, but they'll start moving those, responsibilities over to someone internally. So,
I'm in agreement on that. I think we want to work up a job description. I don't know, were you looking for consensus from the board as well, trustee?
yes.
Okay, so I'll just, to ask the board, any questions from the board members?
Yeah, so that being said, Conspirator, you guys will be training this individual that will be bringing on?
Yes.
You know, charge him?
Well, we'll see how much time it takes.
We want to negotiate on that price. I just hope you give us a good price. I'm all on board.
I don't know if you noticed, I do discount the bill at the end. There's always a discount at the end of the bill.
Hey, is that the line that says ouch?
That's the line before ouch.
The line before ouch.
Okay, any additional questions, trustees?
I do have one question for Conspirator. Is there, did I hear you say that the last bank rep was June, July? What was it?
June.
June was the last one?
The last one where the financial, everything is all done is through June 30th. We have bank records, you have a lot of bank accounts, let's be clear on it. How many are there?
Yeah. 15 to 20.
All right, somewhere between 15, 20 bank accounts. Some of those accounts are very minimum activity. They're already reconciled through the end of the month, so they would have been reconciled already through August. But when we talk about reconciliations, there's some big accounts, the biggest one being the clerk's deposit account and the vendor account that we pay bills out of. Those take the clerk's account takes the most amount of time because that's the one that gets the deposits from the clerk's office. That's all reconciled through the end of June. And we're in the process of completing July. And we also started on August right away because I sat down and said some of the things we could start doing simultaneously to get caught up.
So just for clarification, because I'm sure it'll be all on YouTube and everywhere else, the clerk's account is from the water department. So those are the water department because somebody be like, well, why the clerks spending all this money? What they doing? So I want to be clear. That is the water department because that's collections. So anything that comes in, if they're coming in to do anything from licensing, housing, water bills, it's called the clerk's account because it used to be the clerk that was the collector of the village. She doesn't have that responsibility. Our current clerk doesn't have that responsibility. But prior to, the clerk used to be the collector, so that's why it was cut out. It's named the clerk's account. I just want to be transparent about that.
Another question, is that normal to be that many months behind with the amount of money that's being paid to the Conspirator group? Is it normal to be 3, 4 months behind? Is that normal? Is that how you normally are behind in other, because you're in multiple villages throughout the south suburbs, is it normal to be 3, 4 months behind?
Question's fair. There are some accounts that, some villages where we're current, and there's other ones where we're even further behind. It's really what's going on at that specific municipality at the time when we came in, how we're trying to get things caught up, what is being prioritized. There's even some new entities that we just came on board where they didn't even have financial statements. They didn't have budgets actual, so we're helping them put that together, and that's going back almost a year and a half. So they operate typically their whole year without financial statements with a budget. Is it typical? I try not to make it typical, I'll be very honest. I want to be caught up because that makes decision-making for the board, well, it might not make it easier, at least it'll give you a clearer picture financially instead of hearing me always saying the sky is falling. You'll see it on the financial statements. So our goal here is to try to get the books up to date.
If I can interject too, as we talked about our plans, the mandate is that it's going to be done within 30 days, as we agreed. So that's not what we're going to accept. So we're okay with that.
Right. I wanted to hear. That was going to be my next question moving forward. This won't happen again.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that we proposed to the mayor was to start training the new individual that's here for a lot of the tracing of those deposits, because there's a lot of reconciling items in that account that we always have to adjust for. So if we have her here helping us do that, we should have no problems meeting that deadline.
Any other questions, trustee? Any other questions from the board? Okay, hearing none, did that conclude your comments on the trustee budget on item D? Oh, yes, so I want to get a consensus vote to move forward with a job description as well as posting for accounts receivable. So we'll just do it collectively. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, the same? Hearing none, we'll carry that forward to the next agenda. Next item up we have is the discussion on the building tax amusement.
Excuse me, I had a question.
Cool.
Is that allowed?
Unfortunately, not at this time, ma'am.
It's on the subject you were asking, we just asked questions.
Yes, no, but that's not. Normally we'll follow, we did the presentation previously because it was something new coming in the community, but we won't open up for questions after each agenda item.
Is that every meeting?
Yes, sir. We do have a public comment at the beginning of the meeting, and then we allow, so all board members are present afterwards, so if there are questions, we will be here to answer any questions that are had. Additionally, the board members will be available for the next few weeks. There is no action being taken at this meeting, so we have between now and another 2 weeks that all questions, concerns, or anything else can be addressed prior to any final action being taken.
So the next meeting, there will be questions or more opportunities, I should say.
There's plenty, yes, sir, opportunity. So again, I'll say any questions that anybody would have, and I'm sure all board members will be physically present here. We're not going anywhere after this meeting. We're not, and in fact, we'll have to make sure everybody's phone numbers are posted vehemently. Warren, can you post it on the screen right now? Okay. No, but board members are not going anywhere. Again, this is also part of the process of committee of the whole, or the reason that we've gone to committee of the whole is that this way we are able to have our discussions openly. The community can see the board's thought process in real time without us taking action. So that way, once the meeting is over, all board members are here to still answer any questions that are had or any questions people may have. Over the next 2 weeks, we have additional time for more questions to come in, whether that be a phone call, through email, or in person at Village Hall. So we have more than adequate time to address any questions that the community, business owners alike may have before any agenda item coming up for final vote on October 6th. Okay. So, hearing up next, we're going to go to the discussion on the item D, discussion on the billing for amusement tax. Trustee Belcher.
I thought the village administrator was gonna be here, but this was just.
Administrator's ready.
Oh, he just.
Hey.
This was just, in discussion about, the current ordinance that we have in place for amusement tax. And it was, I think it was actually 06, I believe, was it 06 that the amusement tax took place? And that was when, at the time, Mayor Shaw was trying to put the hotel over on 142nd and Cottage Grove. So we already have an amusement tax on file in the village of Dolton. Since we have obtained the Pope's House, and we know that they have been several buses that are bringing people over for tours, we are supposed to receive 8% of whatever they're charging. So we discussed it about making sure that anyone that is bringing or doing tours to the Pope's House at this current time, that they are being billed for it appropriately. Again, in the ordinance, they'll have a billing scale, which I see now. So instead of us, we were talking about the 55 people on the bus or whatever, they have a billing scale for it, because a lot of people are asking, okay, y'all purchased a home, but how are we gonna receive funds off of it? So we do have ordinance that was already in place, 06-342, that's on the books, and at that time, 8%, and that was high back then, so, but that seems like the going rate right now. And it has a scale of, how much these stores will be charged, so we will be able to be able to invoice those.
The only thing that I would add is we put together a process. It looks like the police department becomes the first point of contact for the tours that are coming by. So we've put together a process for an application, invoicing, to make sure that we can collect the 8%. But not too much to add to that. You nailed it.
Okay, we just want to make sure that business committee as a whole, we want to make sure that we're able to talk about what are some of the concerns that people have been asking us and talking to us about.
For sure.
Thank you, trustee. Any other trustees have comments or questions on this?
I'd like to.
Yeah, trustee Stan?
Now, I'd like to get that, skate rink down there, that would be, all the amusement.
Microphone.
You got a mic.
Yeah, that question was so good, you should ask it twice.
I'm getting like, hey, we got the mics right here, but we're not using them. Just a question, I'd like to get an ice skate rink, we can spread them all, and also.
Yes, it's in the ordinance skating, it's part of amusement means, and it goes on with all of the different ones. So we don't have a copy of it, but it's the skating rink, once it becomes operable and we are able to start bringing it out or whatever, because at the end of the day, we paid $1.3 million for it, we're gonna have to get our money back at some point. So, the skating rink.
Yeah, it's good for you to make, revenue.
Yes, it's part of the amusement tax also.
And trustee Stan, to your point, since the last conversation that we had, we've started to have other conversations with realtors that can help us to market it, and more to come, but I heard you.
Well, I thank you, sir, because you're very detailed. I appreciate that.
Sometimes.
Any additional comments, questions from the board? Hearing none, we will conclude that item on the agenda and go next to item F. Item F is the discussion on the approval to open up a separate bank account for Hope Leo activity. This is one that we have been in discussion. I put it up here to seek the board's consent on opening up a separate bank account. This account would be there are many individuals that indicated they would like to be supportive of the Village of Dolton in efforts to build up the area, specifically the area connected to Hope Leo's childhood home, as well as improvements in the Village of Dolton. And we want to make sure that if we accept any contributions or any donations, that we have one account that can be FOIA'd so that anyone who would make a donation can see that funds going into the account, and also responsibly see that any funds that are used from that account are applied directly to the purposes that we've laid out. One item that has been in discussion has been a repainting of the water tower to say welcome to Village of Dolton, home of Hope Leo, but there are many other items that we can move towards. However, if we accept any money anticipated or for that purpose that any resident or anybody in the community wants to donate, we want to make sure that there is a transparent process that the money's coming in and being used exactly for that purpose. So that's why I put this up to ask for the board's consent that we open a separate bank account strictly for that purpose. I'll ask if there are any questions at this time. Okay, hearing no questions, I will ask that I'll ask for a consent vote that we move this to the October agenda. So all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Hearing none, then we'll vote towards October's agenda. Next, item G, a discussion regarding ordinance 25-003, amending Title 2, Chapter 14, Historical Commission of the Municipal Code of the Village of Dolton. This would be 25-005, amending Title 2, Chapter 14, Historical Commission. item 25-005. This was placed on here, as has been discussed, the creation of what I call a steering committee would actually be by ordinance a historical committee. This historical committee would be established, composed of 7 individuals who would vet all the different opportunities within that area of Pope Leo's childhood home to make sure that all opportunities that are presented are properly vetted and propose a solution or a path to the village board of trustees on what they see to be the most viable. As I mentioned, multiple opportunities. We have historical landmark status, museum status, business enterprise zone, TIF districting area, partnerships with other nonprofits. So these are some of the things that have come or been proposed to the village at this time. And while all sound feasible or good options independently, we can't do every one of them. So we think all need to be vetted to their thorough conclusion by a panel of individuals that we think will bring additional resources as well. So I'll pause there and ask the board if they have had the opportunity to review the ordinance as proposed or have any questions at this time. Hearing no questions, I will ask for a consensus vote that we move this ordinance to October's agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Hearing none, as we will move this to October's agenda. Items H and I. Oh, thank you very much. We're gonna go back to item, Attorney, I hope that on the clock. Attorney Jacqueline G, item B, please, we would like to proceed with the presentation regarding the property.
Sure. Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I apologize for my tardiness today, but I wouldn't have missed it for the world, okay? I would like to thank our attorney, Ms. Jacqueline McGee for joining us today. A few months ago, we had our very first housing committee meeting. We will be holding them quarterly. During the committee meeting and over the last few months, a lot of the residents' concerns have been regarding the eyesores in our village, right? So I am aware of that. On the housing committee, what we decided to do is we are bringing in Ms. McGee so she can come and tell us about a housing program that may work for the village. So this is one of the processes that we're considering at the moment, and we like to have the residents hear her out so that the residents can be part of the process also regarding moving forward. Thank you,
Trustee. So the program is called the Abandoned Property Acquisition Program, or the APAC program. It's a program that some of the south suburbs use. The program is used to acquire abandoned, vacant, boarded up homes and get them back on the tax rolls, get them back into a habitable condition. It's done by any applicant, whether it's a resident of Dolton or somebody outside of Dolton, comes forward to the village and puts up what's called an escrow. That escrow amount is something that's determined by ordinance, so it will be a fixed amount. And then the village then takes that property through the circuit court proceedings to get ownership of the property. Now, from just listening to the meeting here, I think you're gonna love this part. Doesn't cost a penny from the village. All of the money that is used to take this through the circuit court, all of the money comes out of the escrow that the applicant put up. So once the village gets the ownership of the property, they get all the back taxes abated, and then they transfer it over to the applicant, whoever it is that applied for that property. The applicant then has 60 days to bring the property up into habitable condition. At that point, they can sell the property, they can rent the property, or they can live in the property, however they want to go about it. This also includes any commercial property, any vacant land, or the residential homes. I think that is a very basic idea of the program. I think the most amazing part of the program is it gets these properties back on the tax rolls, it gets them back into the community, and it's at no cost to the village.
Open for questions from the board.
I have a couple of questions.
So Trustee Belcher?
Yes. You said that they will put up an So how is the application process? Like, would Dolton residents be first to obtain properties? How is the application process?
So it is a first come, first served basis. And also the other thing that I should point out is that it's the applicant's duty to go out and find properties that may qualify for the program. There's three different three different things that the property would need to qualify for, but it's up to them to go out and find the property. So if you're talking about Dolton residents, especially residents that have been here for a long time, they're gonna know the properties a lot better than somebody coming from way up north that's not familiar with the village.
So how do you get paid?
Out of the escrow that the people put up.
Okay. I'm just
Oh,
asking.
it's a good question. There's a very minimal cost to just start up the program, and that's simply drafting the ordinances, the forms, the applications, things like that. It's a very minimal cost, but anything after that comes out of the escrows.
And would the board be able to see these properties, like, so we kinda, anybody that lives here, has lived here for a while, we kinda know what properties are abandoned, which have been, deteriorating for years or whatever. But would it just be like a list of properties that we would see price, or, and I'll just use an example of somebody in the audience, Mr. Lee, say, hey, this property 3 doors down from me has been vacant for 9-10 years, and I wanna know if it qualifies or something like that.
That is exactly how it would be. But just so you know, and this is a way to kind of make sure that these properties, once we convey them to the applicants, are able to get rehabbed. At the beginning of the application process, the applicant will have to show proof of funds, usually to 50 to 60,000, knowing that once we transfer the property to them, that they do have the financial stability to be able to make the repairs and get it back on the tax rolls. And then they will also have to show the proof of funds at the time of transfer as well. So, to answer your question, any resident, I think, did you say Mr. Lee? Mr. Lee is more than welcome to, and he's more than welcome to apply. And you know what, as long as he has the financial backing to do it, and he's got the gumption to do it, why not? You know, it's an amazing program to where residents not only can get properties back on the tax rolls next door to them that their extended family can live in, or it's a rental property where they live right next door, so they're keeping an eye on it 24/7, or they're selling it and they're not only bettering the community, they're making a profit.
You mentioned, funds and,
Turn your mic on.
you said there was, 3 different, questions that they would have to pay on, qualifies their proof funds.
So the legal criteria in order for the village to obtain these properties is, one, it has to be abandoned. Okay, we can assume if they're boarded up, they're abandoned. Number 2, they're dangerous and unsafe. If they're boarded up, they're gonna be dangerous and unsafe. And then the third is a 2-prong, it's an or. So either it has to be tax delinquent for 2 or more years, or it has to have an outstanding water balance for 2 or more years. Or there's narrows it down, doesn't it? And again, you know, I'm just, again, pointing out, the gentleman from Rutgers, was it Rutgers, right? Properties like that are commercial, industrial, vacant properties, you know, that they wanna put the money in, whatever that escrow is that the board and the mayor determines it is. He could get a new gym for $15,000, as long as he brings it up to code and gets it habitable within 6 to 9 months, it's his. And the other thing too with the commercial properties is, the thing that's holding a lot of these properties back is they're so encumbered with taxes. Because it's, you know, 10 years of $20,000 a year taxes.
Can we make criteria, like, is it your standard criteria, or can we make criteria?
No. So just so you know, I don't wanna jump in and while she was talking, but just so you know, Trustee Belcher, and just because I know you all may have other questions also. So for the most part, and that's why I didn't really send you out any paperwork today, because I wanted her to be able to present, because you all may have the same questions that the residents have, I'm sure. But overall, Trustee Belcher, we will decide in regards to the escrow. We will, as a village and the board, we will just put certain things into play. This is just the program that she has. She's just giving us the blueprint, but it's up to us as the board to decide how we we want things and what we want, just so you know. Okay, sorry.
Absolutely.
So in other words, we will design our own program, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Question I got is, you said if somebody goes and finds a property, what if, I mean, everybody's not maybe real estate investors are looking to buy another house, or if that's that property on a block and trying to get, that's been vacant for a long time, but if there's nobody to buy it, there's nothing we can do about it? Because you say somebody has to find the property and then have to say, I want this property. But what if there's a property that nobody wants, that's empty, that needs to get put back on the tax roll some way, somehow? How do we handle that?
I've been working in this, absolutely, and I can tell you that I've been working in this program, probably, I don't know, 5 years now, for several different municipalities, and can't recall a single property that's come up. There has been a property, I take it back to where it was so structurally unsound that the municipality would not let it be rehabbed. But you have investors all over the place that are willing to pay $10,000, $15,000 for a structure to rehab that they dump 70 into and they sell for 200. So is it possible? What are your options then? The village could still pay out of their own pocket to get the property and then maybe rehab it on their own, or I know other municipalities have charities that can come in and rehab the properties.
So you said we will market it to, if you're looking for an abandoned property in Dolton, come to this program. That's how it would be marketed.
And I can assure you, trustees, you're not gonna have to market hard.
And just so you know, Trustee Steves, because I think Trustee Belcher asked.
He did. She definitely did.
I'm traumatized by that.
No, Trustee Belcher asked, also, because I see you all kind of had a similar question, and it's for the residents also. In regards to our housing program, there's gonna be different components. So this is just one component. As you all know, a few years ago, we tried to bring in the South Suburban Land Bank as an additional component also. So this is just the start. Over time, we'll see, we're just trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And to add to that, as a village, she and I discussed, as we'll provide her with a list. So we've already had the village administrator, we have them in housing working on the abandoned homes as a collective, just a list so that we'll have more inventory. And then once they submit that, we submit the inventory to her. That'll be an add-on. So for the most part, the residents finding a home is just like an added bonus, right? First person, early bird gets the worm. But we will be sending her some also. But we'll all decide it as a board, just so you know.
Question for you also. What other municipalities are you in with this, that this program is in?
So it's been in Chicago, it started in Chicago Heights, and it's been there, I believe, 8 years now, possibly 7 years. And I wanna say it's close to 200 homes that they have got back on the tax rolls that have been rehabbed and now has certificate of occupancies. It's been a huge success there. Burnham, Glenwood is actually starting it. Lansing has been looking into it. I think that was all. Sorry.
And this will be a contract with you, correct? It will be entering a contract. Yeah. Is it an amount of years or how does it work?
We can work on that separate, yeah, we can work on it separate.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I have another question.
Okay.
So will we be able, cause I heard Trustee Norwood said, so it's our program, so we would build the ordinance of how this is gonna be implemented before it gets to you?
My suggestion would be that we'll build an ordinance or build the documentation and bring it to not this October board meeting, but the following committee of the whole. So that way we'll have an opportunity for everybody to see what the ordinance and the program will look like. And then should that be acceptable, at that time move it to the November agenda. Any additional questions?
So is it 60 days or 6 to 9 months where they have the time to at least bring it up to code?
So again, that's something, yeah, that the board gets to decide.
Okay.
I I can tell you in Chicago Heights, it's 1 year. Within the first 30 days, you have to pull permits, you have to begin work, and you have to actually actively start working on it, but you do have 1 year to get your certificate of occupancy. And I can tell you that the municipalities work with investors, you know, especially if we have a bad winter to where they can't do the roofing or they can't do the cement, you know, as long as you're, first of all, as long as you're keeping the outside looking good, you got the boards off the windows, you got windows in the windows, you know, the municipality is gonna stay off your back as long as you're moving along.
Thank you.
I just have one concern, because it sounds like an amazing program. My issue is just that, and maybe it's because it relates to me, that this program starts and investors get it, they're not living here, so they're gonna either send it to somebody that is gonna buy it and rent it out, and then this influx of renters, or making it another halfway house. So that's why I keep asking about us putting the ordinance together, because if it is, yes, we would love for it to be on the tax roll, but I think that we should implement something as if they're buying, if they need to stay in it for 5 years or something, because just getting the house and flipping it, and then I got 12 renters next to me, not discouraging any renters or anything, but I'm just saying, for me, because I have a halfway house across the street from me, which I consider a problem, that we make sure that we just put the ordinance together where it reflects what our community wants to look like.
Yes. And just so you know, trustee Belcher, so, Agee and I did discuss that, because that was a concern of mine also. But that's why we're gonna have different components, because it is extremely important that, regarding the program as a whole, Dolton residents have some type of, first deals in regards to the housing and the community that they live in. So this, when I say that this is just one of the components, this literally is just one of the components, just so that we can get started. But as the board, I did want her, and I didn't even send you all any information because you all are residents also. So I figured this way, she can kind of just start from scratch, kind of how she gave me the information, and you all can ask those questions. But we will have a housing committee meeting coming up also within the next few months. So during the housing committee, residents, please join us if you all have any questions and concerns. But just know this is an idea of a start. We want to ultimately have different parts of the program so that everyone can benefit, because we do understand that, and Ms. McGee said it to me, she said, we can set the limits where one person can only buy 2 houses, or, so whatever we decide, you know, we tell her, and then she'll put it all together for us prior to moving forward.
Yeah, and that point, otherwise you're gonna get the big investors that are just gonna swoop in because they have the cash flow and they have the proof of funds. So if you limit it to per applicant, or, you know, however you guys wanna do it, that's absolutely something that's adjustable.
And that's a good thing, we get a chance to structure this here.
Absolutely.
Ordinance, so it's in our hands, so.
And I'll go to all board members individually. I know we have our housing committee chairs, so I've kind of been speaking with them already, filling them in, but I'll individually go to board members. I just wanted her to present first, and I figured you all have more questions afterwards, and then from there, we'll kind of just start moving forward.
Any additional questions at this time? Well, hearing none, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. McGee, for your time. We truly appreciate you coming out. We're gonna figure this thing out one way or another.
Okay, I think we're gonna go, the next 2 items on the agenda go together are the discussion on settlements that the board had already approved. We approved the settlement offer at our last board meeting, looking for, we were given a payment structure on how to execute the approved settlement. Just looking for consent on items 8, the bottom 2 are scratched them out, so I can't. It's for the board to pay out consistent with the payment structure, which would begin on September 18th. So, if the board had a chance to review that, if not, I can pause. Yes, there's a payment structure over, one was over 3 months and one was over 6 weeks. And I see them, then we'll have to pause at this moment. We'll pull those off. I'll discuss individually, and we'll ask for consent if the board should so approve at that time. So we'll remove those items right now. Okay, next item on the agenda, mayor's report. So for the mayor's report, I just had a couple of items that I wanted to comment on. One is the item I'm just gonna make sure that I stay in as many meetings as humanly possible. Obviously, this is a very non-political forum. I just wanted to always remind everybody to show up and vote at every election. So I like to tell people that Dolton votes. It gives a great representation at every election. It shows our state legislators, our county legislators, that we are an engaged community. So I just always want to consistently remind everybody to let the neighbors know, get out and vote at every election. The next election is in March, on March 17th. So no matter, research all candidates, do your due diligence, but please just make sure everybody knows that Dolton votes. Second comment that I have is I want to encourage everybody. I think Trustee Steve mentioned earlier about our social media platforms, our website, Facebook, YouTube. I think Warren and the team are doing a fantastic job of making content and getting it out there. We want to make sure that everybody is able to become engaged. There was mention of the community calendar. That was actually a new initiative. Our Chief of Staff, Williams, Chief of Staff Williams, which likes to be bashful, had begun putting together and working with the team to get out there. So the direction for that is that the calendar will always be a work in progress. Always trying to work with, of course, our library board, our park district. We'll integrate more with the school districts as well, so that way, as items come up, we can try to bring it all into one consolidated location to make things much easier for Dolton residents and the Dolton community. Similarly, we'll be working towards, as part of Dolton United, making sure that we think this can reduce the overlap of multiple events for the same purpose within the community. So if there is an event that's happening that we know about at the library, the village will not similarly host an event. We will support, sponsor, or donate to that and make that a collaborative effort. Similar to the same thing with the park district. So we really want to make sure that we are promoting synergy and efficiency in these difficult times. Next thing, I think tea with the trustees. Trustee Tammy Brown gave a very riveting and passionate, I would say, speech on just making sure. I think for the last 3 to 4 months, our team has been out and been giving our team, in particular, Trustee Tammy Brown, Trustee Stan Brown as well, out in the community and looking at everything that's going well and areas that need to be improved. And we've given a lot of warnings, a ton of warnings upon the administration change. We mentioned that we would start with warnings. Well, now we are going to, again, elevate a standard, and tickets will begin to start being issued, and some have already started. This is not a Gestapo tactic by any stretch of the imagination, but we have gone through the steps of making sure that we're giving people fair warning to bring things up to code, and we have to make sure that compliance is beginning to happen. So as the board, we will work with anybody that needs assistance to the degree that we're capable of doing so, but we also need to make sure we're getting the same partnership back from the residents in the community. So we really want to make sure that from the village we are upping our standard and increasing the bar, and it's happening across the board from the community, the residents, as well as what we are looking towards with our employees who we think are doing a fantastic job. But we will let everybody know that we are going to make Dolton a better community. 2 other items I want to thank and highlight. I think that we've had a few different commissions. We have our village chaplain, Minister White, along with co-chaplain, Pastor Fleshman, who have taken their assignment very, very serious and hit the ground running hard. And I want to acknowledge, of course, the work that they're doing. Our police and fire commission had a meeting recently within the last week, and that was their second meeting as well. I would say our planning and zoning commission is with Trustee Tammy Brown and members of there have hit the ground running as well. And I want to highlight the engagement and activity and thank everybody and let the community know that it was not just before the trustees, clerk, myself, but we strongly encourage the engagement, participation, because together is how we raise the community. And I'm grateful to see everybody who comes and serves on these panels and the passion and pride that they take in the work that they're doing for this community. So I want to say thank you for that. Last and definitely not least, the village has decided that we will be bringing on board an interim fire chief. So we begin that the interim fire chief will be sworn in tomorrow. Quentin Curtis, who was formerly our fire inspector, will be assuming the role of interim fire chief for at least the next 6-month period. So he will be present with us at our upcoming board meeting. I want to make sure that everybody is able to give a nice warm welcome. And wouldn't it be isn't it great to know that we're going to have a fire chief and new direction of the fire department already does tremendous work. They work hard, they show up at all events, they are extremely community oriented, and I think this will again raise the bar for our community. So those are my announcements for this evening. There is no executive session that we have on here, so having closed out the mayor's report, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. I want to make sure I restate anybody, because we did have several items on here. Myself, deputy clerk, all trustees, village administrator, we will remain here to entertain or answer as many questions as humanly possible. So we're not going anywhere. So if there's anything that came up that you have questions about, feel free to ask it. Feel free to ask it to one of us, or over the next few weeks prior to the next board meeting, so that we don't take any action without your inclusion. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn at this time. I heard the motion. Was that trustee Tim? Trustee Belcher, second. Trustee Norwood. Deputy clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher. Aye. Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood. Aye. Trustee absent. Meeting adjourned at 7:58.
All right.